Have you ever had your life stolen? Not with a gun, not with a knife, but with a smile across the dinner table? That's what happened to me. One moment, I was building a dream inside the walls of my family's restaurant. The next, I was being erased from it, dish by dish, decision by decision, until I realized I was nothing more than a ghost in the kitchen I had built. I was 22 when I stepped back into Rowan's Table, the diner my grandfather opened in the 70s. Back then, it was nothing special. Peeling wallpaper, greasy floors, a place people walked past without ever noticing. But to me, it was sacred ground. I'd studied marketing at Oregon State, then chased my culinary dream in New Orleans. And when I came home, I didn't just bring recipes, I brought fire. I reimagined everything. Miso ginger ribs that fell apart at the touch, citrus-glazed lobster that became our signature, plates styled for the camera. I turned a dead Instagram with 12 followers into 50,000 hungry eyes. Within 2 years, the whole city knew our name. And then came the call that changed everything. A hotel group, Havenbrook Hospitality, wanted our dishes in every one of their West Coast locations. Their offer? $1.8 million. I negotiated it myself. Every detail, every clause. My food, my vision, my blood on the line. The night we signed, I stood alone in the dark dining room, hand on the old wooden bar, and I swear I could feel my grandfather smiling. They started calling me the face of Rowan's Table. Not officially, of course. On paper, I was still just the head chef. But the truth was obvious. Or so I thought. At our annual family meeting, I walked in buzzing with ideas for expansion. My father, Martin, sat at the head. My mother, Claire, silent as ever. And my younger sister, Sierra, scrolling her phone like she couldn't care less. Then my father cleared his throat. His big news tone. "We've decided," he said. "It's time to name a CEO. Sierra is ready to lead." The words didn't make sense at first. I blinked. "Sierra." She looked up, smirk tugging at her lips. "I've got my MBA. Time to put it to use." I felt heat crawl up my neck. I doubled our revenue. I brought in $1.8 million investment. I built the brand. And you think I can't see the big picture? My father's glasses slid lower on his nose. "You'll stay as head chef. Sierra will scale us to multiple locations. That's what's best for the business." Best for the business. Not best for me. Not best for the food. The next week, my kitchen was no longer mine. Orders rewritten. Premium ingredients cut. Fresh prawns swapped for frozen shrimp. Real saffron. Gone, too expensive. Our seafood supplier called me confused. "Your sister's ordering in bulk frozen halibut? Is that right?" My jaw clenched. "Ignore her. I'll handle it." But I couldn't handle it. Not really. She strutted through the kitchen during service, clipboard in hand, cutting garnishes, simplifying plates, dismissing the very artistry that had brought us to life. The staff looked at me like soldiers abandoned in the middle of a war. Then came the final blow. At our exclusive chef's table event, with guests seated inches from the pass, Sierra tapped a glass to make an announcement. "Starting next month, we'll be streamlining the menu. Some of our more complicated dishes will be retired, including tonight's lobster." The room froze. I said firmly, "These dishes are who we are. They're the reason we're booked solid." Her smile sharpened. "Our identity has to be scalable." And from the corner, my father's voice, "Adjust. Adjust." As if I hadn't already given everything. That night after service, I didn't go home. I walked to my best friend Lena's bistro. Told her everything. The cuts, the humiliation, the way my father dismissed me. She listened quietly, then asked one question. "If this wasn't your family's place, would you stay?" The answer cut through me like a blade. "No." "Then why are you still there?" I couldn't sleep. By dawn I'd already made my choice. I copied every recipe I'd spent years perfecting, backed up my binders, saved every supplier contact. And then I wrote a single-page letter. The next morning, I laid it on my father's desk. My resignation. He stared at me furious. "Don't be ridiculous. You can't walk away. This is your family's legacy." I met his eyes. "No. My legacy is what I built. And I'm taking that with me." I walked out without looking back. For the first time in my life, I wasn't heading toward a kitchen. I was leaving one behind. Within a week, the cracks showed. Servers quitting mid-shift. Reviews tanking. Not the same anymore. Customers sending back plates of dry salmon and rubbery shrimp. Then the call came. Havenbrook was pulling their $1.8 million. And my father's voice shaken broken. We need you to fix this. I almost laughed. Ask your CEO. And I hung up. The empire I had built was collapsing without me. And for once, I felt no guilt. Only clarity. I opened my own place months later. Arden house. Brick walls, open kitchen, no shortcuts. The very dishes they tried to erase became my signature again. On my terms. One night, my mother came, eyes wet, whispering, I should have defended you. I'm proud. Even Sierra showed up, shoulders slumped, admitting she couldn't handle the weight. And my father? He walked in looking smaller than I'd ever seen him, saying only, I was wrong. I didn't gloat. I just poured him a glass of wine. Because by then, I'd already built something greater than their approval. So let me ask you, if the people you love tried to erase your life's work, would you fight to stay? Or would you walk away and start again?